All right, it's time for everybody's third favorite segment. Bar rags. We have another offering from the National Post. This is an article, an opinion piece, because that's what we like to do.
Okay, what's
This
your
is
opinion?
this is titled "Mark Carney is pleasing older people and basically nobody else." And this is by Spoiled Bag of Milk / National Post columnist Tristan Hopper.
All right, Tristan, what do you got?
3 months after the federal election, Prime Minister Mark Carney remained smack dab in the middle of his honeymoon period. An approval rating of 61%. Satisfaction with the government is at highs not seen since the first term of Justin Trudeau. Some polls have Carney's Liberals enjoying a 10-point lead over the Conservatives. But much of that vanishes if you omit the one demographic that has always liked Carney the most: seniors. A Leger poll from last month showed that while Carney would easily win a majority government in a new election, this was due almost entirely to his wildly outsized support among over 55 voters. In that cohort, 56% of respondents favored the Liberals against just 28% prepared to vote Conservative. It's pretty crazy. Everywhere else, opinions on the Liberals remained divided. Among respondents aged 18 to 34, the parties were a virtual tie. 43% Liberal, 42% Conservative. For those aged 35 to 54, it was 41% Liberal to 40% Conservative. I thought this is actually the first time I'm reading this too, but I thought those cohorts were a lot more conservative. So I think the Liberals actually kind of closed the gap there, because like 18 to 34 and 35 to 54, I thought those, I mean, certainly men, this is men and women, but certainly men in those age groups were,
Oh, yeah.
I think, a lot more conservative.
They still are.
Favored right now. The men, yeah, probably. This continues to make Canada the only Western democracy in which the usual demographics of political leanings have been flipped on their head. Everywhere from the UK to Germany to the United States, young people continue to favor left-wing parties, while old people favor right-wing parties. Part of this might be the reason there really is no viable left-wing party right now in Canada for us to favor. You know, by design or coincidence, or what is it? Or just circumstance? In the recent Australian general elections held just a week after Canada's, the left-wing Labour Party won a surprise victory by sweeping constituencies disproportionately populated by younger voters. Some of Canada's peer countries may have conservative parties that are gaining support among young people or are doing better than usual among younger cohorts. But Canada remains the outlier as a place in which the average 25-year-old is more likely to vote conservative than the average 65-year-old. Yeah, that's true. During the April federal election, in fact, voters in their 20s consistently emerged as one of the strongest single cohorts showing support for the Conservatives. In one of the most surprising manifestations of the trend, a straw poll held among Canadian high school students ended up delivering a result that was more conservative than the general electorate. If it had been up to teenagers, Canada would have had a conservative minority government. Dude, when I was in high school, we did like a mock election. This would have been, I think, 2006, maybe, because there was an actual federal election. I think it was Harper's first.
I would have loved to see what party you were a part of.
Me and all the cool people voted Green.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that.
I see.
And the Green Party were runners up to the school-wide in the school-wide results, but the Conservatives won that school election too, which was like, and I mean that also reflected federally, right? Stephen Harper won a majority, but it was also a Catholic high school, but it was a neck and neck race between the Greens and the Conservatives, and oh yeah, we were all voting Green.
Yeah.
During the April federal election, in fact, voters in their 20s consistently emerged, as I already said that. The final days of the election, did you know that, in fact, voters in their 20s consistently, anyway. The final days of the election also featured the equally bizarre spectacle of conservative ads specifically targeting old white men in an attempt to arrest that cohort stampede to the Carney Liberals. But yeah, that is funny, that conservative ads targeting old white men when they really should just be taking them for granted. Yeah. And we talked about this ad too last time.
Yeah. The golf one?
Yep.
Two golf.
In the ad, two older men play golf while discussing the flailing finances of their adult children. One tells the other that his son David has been experiencing a tough few years and can't seem to get ahead. During the federal campaign, this divide often showed itself in terms of what voters thought the election was about. polls consistently showed that among older Canadians, their top political issue was Donald Trump and his tariff threats against Canada. But younger Canadians continued to prioritize the same problems they'd had long before Trump's return to the U.S. presidency. In an Angus Reid Institute survey held in the election's first days, respondents aged 18 to 24 identified their core political issues as being cost of living. That was 49% of respondents. And housing affordability, 41%, with only 23% expressing worry over relations with the U.S., including tariffs. Contrast that with respondents over 65. 50% listed Canada's top political issue as the trade war, against just 17% who picked housing affordability, which
They have housing.
they all
problems.
have the housing. No, exactly. This all makes sense. There's nothing crazy or outlandish to this. The people who, because despite these two older guys playing golf, on a weekday, who have enough money to put a down payment on their kid's house, the country's working fine for those people.
Of course.
On average, or more so, working for them than it is for the people who are concerned about housing affordability. Because obviously you can't be concerned about, or you wouldn't. Why would you worry yourself with tariffs if you can't afford to live on your own or buy a house or whatever? The Carney Liberals did indeed make promises to fix housing affordability through an ambitious crash program of government-led home building that would feature heavy adoption of modular homes. But Carney had only to swear in his cabinet before Housing Minister Gregor Robinson was declaring that housing prices would not be going down, which seniors would love. They love to hear that. Last month, he appeared to backpedal on Carney's more sweeping housing promises, saying it would take years before there were any noticeable change in the status quo. Yeah. And that's the Liberal government for you. And that's conservative government for you. That's old people for you. Meanwhile, it's on the issues most important to young Canadians that the Conservatives are continuing to chart their best numbers. In June, Abacus data found that a majority of Canadians liked Carney, thought his government was off to a good start, and approved of the federal government generally. But when it came to issues of immigration, the economy, crime, and the rising cost of living, Conservative support remained dominant. If an election could be held exclusively on the issue of the economy, Tories would win 44% to 37%. On crime, 50% to 23%. On immigration, 59% to 20%. And that's the article.
It blows my mind how people just thought that Mark Carney was a solution to not have 35% tariffs. And then now we have 35%.
Yeah, he's obviously completely.
That's why
he's getting completely walked on the tariff thing. But I will say again, I think this was a primarily vibes-based election, and
the old people had more vibes.
No, the old people vote more and are just a bigger cohort, but also enough people who are young hate the vibes of Pierre Poilievre, and he's just not a electable guy. He's not a viable national candidate, I don't think.
A lot of people would disagree with you, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, look what happened, right?
The old people showed up, I guess.
Well, those people are wrong.
And enough young people didn't vote for him, too, right?
No, I guess not. I don't know why. You want to see some. Anyways, we can.
Because his vibes are fucked.
But that's the thing. It's like, really, vibes? Like.
Yeah, I mean, in this case.
I would have liked to have seen what I think the Conservatives would be the same way, where you're just waiting for that, when is it happening?
Basically, Carney's government so far, his first 100 days or whatever, so that we've seen.
Can they call a snap election? Can they call a referendum or something like that? At the end?
So they do. Yes, they could call an election within, I think, 2026.
Or something if the Bloc did something, made a coalition or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean they have a minority, right? So, they can call one if they think they're going to get a majority. But I would say right now it probably looks like they're not going to. No. But also, like, everything that Carney's done has shown sort of what you could expect. He's sort of a centrist kind of
substitute banker,
bluer sort of liberal, where he's talking about all kinds of stuff that Trudeau never touched, right? He's trying to push through pipelines and energy stuff. He's greatly reducing the ability to claim refugee status and stuff like that. And with Trump, yeah, he's certainly not taking an adversarial
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
shocking, right?
Path with that.
he is looking, give it, that they're not rolling down and saying, well, we're in tough negotiating.
It talks, yeah.
You see Canada opening up new trade routes, right? Like,
There's definitely a bit of that, and I think a lot of that was going on even probably pre-Trump too. And part of it is out of necessity because he certainly wasn't able to negotiate these tariffs away. But also, I think diversifying has been part of Canada, like Canadian business and government. I think diversifying that sort of those trade relationships have been a priority for a while. The thing that I think is the dumbest is Carney humoring Trump on this Golden Dome stuff. Like he's also another sort of more conservative tract he's taking is pledging a bunch more money to military spending and stuff, including this Golden Dome concept, which is really no more than a concept, but you can be sure that a bunch of again public dollars are
make sure you bring some
falling
of those too, Brad?
into the hands of these defense contractors, these tech companies.
Make sure you invest in your Golden Domes.
Oh,
Yeah, you got a real Golden Dome up there,
Thank
Brian.
you.
No, it's I don't know what the older people saw and what they thought. Like, you're only going to be around for so much longer, and then it's not going to be your country anymore because you'll be long gone, and it'll be our country, and it'll be one of the biggest generational wealth transfers of all time.
If we see any of it.
If we see any of it, yeah. But if it does happen, the parents start moving on.
Yeah, I think
Right.
this is basically a very unsurprising thing. The people who are happiest with the federal government, which you can sort of translate into being happiest with the state of the country, are the people who tend to be more well off, more comfortable, have more disposable income and free time. People who
Retired.
basically the last generation who was able to to
live
ride
right.
out to that retirement.
Right? Isn't that amazing?
And
that we're never, no one's ever, like, a select few of us, like one in 50 will, that's a big number, but like 1 in 10 will be able to actually like live that type of life.
yeah, I mean the old it's
Like a
The
summer
American
cottage,
dream,
lake house
I
thing.
guess.
right. Yeah. Well, we're the generation to have a supposedly lower quality of the first generation have a
Right,
lower quality of
right,
life than
right.
than the previous
Yes,
our parents,
yeah.
right? So of course the federal government is and that's what I said too about this election. The last time we talked, just after the election results were rolling in, I don't have any hope whatsoever for the Carney government. It's just not working for
Not a good start.
people because he's not pledging or he's not promising any kind of actual change. So
Well, that's, everyone, for, better or worse, everyone likes to think it's worse, but like, the one thing I like to see in Donald Trump, even though if it's insane batshit stuff, is like, he
Make
signs
it
the
move,
order and
yeah,
does it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
sure, there's going to be a lot of fallout. Sure, it could cause this loop that comes back and bites him. And, but like, it's still being like, what have you seen with Carney going like, it's happening. Now it's happening. Big
yeah, I
changes.
mean, I would say what Donald Trump actually does make happen is also not helpful and not
No, I'm not
good
saying.
for
I'm
anybody,
like.
but
I'm just saying. Like, there's things in motion that it gets started instead of all this. I don't know.
right, yeah. I mean,
It just feels like.
we're a boring country
Yeah,
first
we
and
are.
foremost, and sometimes that works in our benefit, sometimes it doesn't. I think the seniors that this is that are being polled here, I think they like boring. and again, they're so comfortable that
Well,
they can, boring is safe and
they're seeing what
to their comfort.
they're seeing what this generation's going through, and it's like, well, we don't want to lose it, even though it's like, again, you're not here forever, right? But there's a lot of people who still need to enjoy their life after they're retired.
Yeah, yeah, we're riding the vibe that they set. We're riding that status quo. I mean, and you can't. There's no better indicator of status quo than entering year 12 or whatever it is of a liberal government.
Right. Yeah.
And the same thing goes for Ontario too, where we're very much status quo with our conservative government here. Like if they called an election tomorrow, it would be another majority Ford government.
Yeah.
Well, all you can do is get out there and vote and eradicate all old people.
Kill one old person every day on your walk.
I'm starting to feel a little cough here. I might just start going around and coughing in the grocery store.
There you go.
No, that's not cool,
Go
man.
to the
That's
old
not
folks'
cool.
home, one cough,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
and they don't know how to dispose of bodies. Apparently,
Well, yeah. I mean,
fucking crazy.
calling the military, sell the
Damn,
long-term care
One of
homes.
these old folks' homes, and then like hearing this massive virus is coming, and you hear from especially with the age of technology and phones. And
Yeah, like
found that Edna and Barb were their complex was completely wiped out. It was like on the other side of town. You're like, oh no, what if that hits here and then everyone dies? That's crazy.
yeah, like there are, obviously we're talking when you're talking about like polls and these age ranges, these these sample sizes or whatever, you're talking in like sort of averages and whatever. But there are a lot of old people who are struggling as well, who are living in poverty and
Like, where do they pull these people anyway? Is it like the Walmart parking lot kind of situation?
Walmart.
Or like,
Well, there's like
food
exit
galas.
When are
poll
old
type
people happy
things
about stuff?
sometimes.
you know?
There are, people, whoever picks up the phone when Angus Reid calls.
Yeah, it's all landline people that pick up the phone.
Yeah, people who still have a landline are probably they're probably pretty well off. I would think at this point.
How many more years do you think do we have until all the old people from this generation who want to hold on to the wealth are gone? What do you think? Like 20 years?
Yeah, it might be about that.
20 years?
You blew my mind with that quality of life thing. I forgot about that.
What?
That it might be the first generation.
Oh,
where
we-
it,
oh,
Oh yeah,
100%
that's an
thumbs
old.
down.
That's an old.
I know. It's
yeah,
just like
yeah.
I didn't think about it for a while.
I
was
know.
like,
Yeah.
That's the thing.
No, it really is when you think of it. Like it is actually insane.
Yeah.
You know, like obviously some, not everyone is the same. Everyone comes from different backgrounds and privilege, and I don't know. It's just some way you're affected in a way that,
But it's all it's all the things that we talk about here. It's
should have a war.
It's it's
What?
it's so much more difficult to make
Old people
romantic connections now.
Yeah.
There's so much less free time, and there's so many fewer areas to meet people, and our parents never had to deal with they had to deal with the possibility of like their jobs being outsourced, but now we're dealing with AI and automation taking over. We're dealing with
Yeah.
they had funding to the arts, and we have AI slop generated by Amazon showrunner, and everything's just getting worse, and we have to deal with it.
Well, this was a good article. I'm glad you brought the doom and gloom, and
I'm feeling the Havana syndrome hitting me again.
you're getting melted.
I gotta get a
I think
nice
it's the jellyfish
sip
there.
of water. Oh, the jelly! It's always the jellyfish. No one ever suspects the jellyfish until it's too
It's
late.
turning Brian into a jellyfish. Like I forced him to turn his hat around. Anyways, well, this was a grim. This was actually on the same level as the AI.
Yeah. Equally disparaging. Just despairing. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the we'll continue to see how the Carney government plays out. So far, it's nothing good.
Maybe what?
Maybe those call centers are onto something.
What do you mean?
What?
Scamming these old people out of money.
You know what? That might be the
Maybe
kind
it
of
might
wealth
be-
redistribution that we need.
Well, you want to start our own call center?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh my God.
Ask them for gift cards.
Yeah.
do not redeem.
Hey,
the
it's
gift
me, your
card.
grandson. I'm in
Well,
a.
that's actually a thing they're doing.
I'm
now.
in a jail.
That's a thing with AI. They're actually
Yeah.
like taking your voice, and then they call your grandparents as your voice and say, "Hey, it's me. It's Brian.
Oh my god.
Can you bail me out?
I'm going overseas."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tough for them. They would not bail me out. They'd be like, yeah, stay in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Learning your lesson.
Maybe that's one way to get money.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually a good call.
Steal from the rich and give it to the
We
somewhat
should commit
rich.
crimes.
I like the old people war thing
Crime.
you were talking about. Kill old people.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe crime.
Yeah.
is the answer.
Well, we get our first millennial prime minister, right? And then they start a war and
On
they-
Roblox.
They institute the draft, but it's 58 and up.
Oh,
be awesome.
reversal. That'd
Exactly.
be sick. How many people would die in basic training?
Oh
Yeah,
god. Oh my
yeah.
god. Yeah. The strain on the healthcare system would be immense.
How many?
And that's another thing. We didn't go fully into it and everything, but like, you know, somebody who's 65 is a lot more likely to have access to a doctor, a family doctor, than, you know, someone who's just starting out on their own, 24, 23, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, just everything is sort of all of the everything that makes Canada such a desirable place to live, all the quality of life that we enjoy, the access to these things seems to be, on average, again, you know, accessible to that previous generation in a higher percentage than to us, right? And I think what you're seeing I do think Polyev is not as popular as you think, but I think what he represents is
It's what he represents.
resentment of
A lot
how
of
things
things.
have been,
Yes, that's exactly.
and that's gonna come out more in the younger people than the older people for whom this country has, you know, served very well, and things are good for them.
What do you think, American man?
Me? Yeah.
Dual citizen man.
What do you think about old people
I-
stealing all
Who
our
would win in
money?
a fight,
You
Donald
keep
Trump
going.
or Mark Carney?
Why are they all so old? Well, Carney's not old.
He's
but
old enough.
I'm like, for me, it is vibes. Votes are always vibes for the most part.
Yeah,
That's not
especially
a
the
new
federal,
thing.
I think.
And Trump is a vibe, whatever vibe that is. I don't know, but
Wild
they
card.
old as hell. And I feel like 15 years ago, maybe more juice in that brain.
Well, who knows? Maybe we'll be old and have a lot of money. We don't want to give it to our kids, huh? Because there won't be any more kids.
We're
'cause
old
no
and we
one's-
won't have kids. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
no one's having kids anymore.
I'm thankful for a lot of the things that I take for granted here. Like I haven't had the misfortune of needing the healthcare system much yet.
Right. Yeah.
Although, yeah, I actually should get checked out. I got weird fluids. Yeah, I got fluids.
Post fluids.
Yeah, and as much as I'm like, oh, taxes, blah, 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 and where I live, there's a lot of poop and a lot of people making the poop and yelling and throwing rocks at me. But I like that. I like the energy.
Surely Mark Carney's cuts to the public
Yeah.
sector will help that out.
Yeah, what's the poop speech that he's like? How is he cleaning the streets?
Yeah, what are his poop stances?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You'll search far and wide in his platform to find that.
I don't know about I don't know. Some of it is like, I mean, it would be strange to think that we are having kind of like, not like the recession as far as like quality of life, but that is sticking with me when you said that. Is it in our heads? Are we softies? Is it legit? Like, I don't know if there's like a numbers thing. Is this real? Or like,
I mean, it's
was
everything
life better
from
back in the day?
cost of living to wage stagnation that we're experiencing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
those are like the metrics typically.
Well, I do know that I don't have
access to healthcare is-
Every time
is
I think I'm up,
factored in
I'm
too.
not up. Actually, turns out.
No, exactly. You can't
monetarily.
get ahead, man. You can't catch a break, seemingly, and it's not even just a matter of catching a break. It's just, upkeep on your car, on your self, on your clothes, on, the 2 days a month you want to have some fun,
All right, well,
That's
was,
fun. That's breezy. That's,
yeah. That was a good one. Thanks for bringing that to light.
Yeah.
Shake an old person's hand and say thanks for.
Nothing. Yeah, no,
thanks
hey,
for
listen.
Thanks for nothing.
Some
pal.
old people are all right,
Yeah.
Sure, some.
Well, that's the thing. How do you know? Because like I've met old people. They're like, my knees are titanium, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. And he was like, I used to run, and he's probably dead now.
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
But I want to
one
learn their
less.
wisdom. In my head, I would love to go to like an old folks home and kill them all with disease, but also before that, learn what I can. You know,
Well-
like I do that on YouTube too, where it's like, tell me everything that you know. Like, what did you wish you knew 30 years ago? kind of
Right,
thing,
right, right.
You know,
Invest.
Yeah,
actually, a lot of them are just like love people.
No, that's bullshit.
Goodbye.
that's what you say when you're about to die.
Yeah, they're like, I don't want to
Love everyone
That's fair.
except that bitch.
Yeah, except for the young couple who was bidding on your house against BlackRock, and you went with the higher bid, and they didn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what?
That's
is that real?
old people for
Oh, that happens all the time. Of course. I mean,
Like, what are you gonna do with that money, old person? What are you gonna do? You have like 20 years max, 15.
Well, I mean, unfortunately,
What are you gonna do with that money?
Yeah,
Give it to your kids. Give it to your kids then, and go.
this really, you know how like
Go.
what? I think we're doing good work here because they want us to be mad at the young kids, just like how they were mad at the generation after them. They want us to be mad at those Gen Z kids with their silly haircuts and their TikToks. But we are young kid class conscious, and we're gonna be mad at the old people, the old bourgeoisie.
We're gonna be mad at both.
Yeah. Okay, or both. Yeah,
I can't wait to like walk
we have
around.
we're the only cool ones.
We have two fronts.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Okay, I think that's
let's-
enough.
Let's cut it. Let's
Yeah,
end it.
all right.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. Let's go eat some pizza, but I
Some
can't.
geriatrics.
Yep.